in this scene, the main character Andrea is coming in for an interview for the assistant job to be assistant to Miranda, and Miranda is the boss of high fashion, of runway, and she's being interviewed by Emily, the other assistant who was part of the duo of assistants that was previously there, but the first assistant got promoted. So now Emily has been interviewing others and working with others for the to have this duo, to have this pair of assistant jobs for this one lady, because she knows it is a very demanding job, and she reiterates this to Andrea, who wasn't exactly ready or aware of how demanding this job will be. And she is given her first dose of how demanding the job is by it's kind of an inadvertent dose, because Emily, at least for me, Emily is an inadvertent dose because Emily says to Andrea, she's like scoffs that she doesn't know who Miranda is. Like, she's like this top high up complex figure, like, and she is a legend in the fashion world, and she's the editor-in-chief of Runway, the magazine that she'll be working for. And Runway is this fashion magazine that's basically like the go-to for everyone who reads fashion. And Andrea is being told by Emily that in order to succeed at this job, you need to like fashion or care about fashion. And Andrea asked her, how do you know I don't care? Like, why do you think I don't care about fashion? But Emily has already gotten this concept that she doesn't care about fashion due to the clothes she wears, as in they're not like flashy or really scream out, look at me, this or that, and Emily thinks because of that she doesn't really care. And through this whole movie you see this say the managerialistic approach, because everyone who works under Miranda kind of basically like shares their own views. Like she shares Miranda's views. Like what her opinion is the opinion that only matters. And you see this all throughout the video in different ways. But in this scene specifically, it's really like, if you don't care about fashion, like they all think that she's gonna care about fashion just because of how she dressed, and they don't think she'll like, and they just think like she's less of a person or not ill-suited, or she's ill-suited. And this is shown not only by Emily, but also later on when a co-worker, Nigel, comes in, who's in charge of some other section of the magazine. He comes in to talk to Emily about Miranda suddenly coming in because something happened with the previous meeting, and everyone's rushing around to get everything ready or everything look presentable. And that is also evident of it being like a very managerialistic or dictator like approach to the office and to the corporation, to the organization. Because, like I said before, it's only her opinion that matters, and if everything is not looking exactly right, then she will be upset. And but back to the point of Nigel and the fashion. When Nigel sees Andrea, the main character who's coming in for the interview, he looks at her like, and she's like, who isn't even say like, who is this, like, what is this? And Emily says, I can't even like talk about that right now. They don't even like recognize her as a person. And when Miranda gets in, Miranda totally disregards Emily because of what happened with her earlier appointment, and Emily tries to explain, like, I didn't know this or that. She's like, Miranda tells her, I don't care about your failures, to know about your failures, or why your failures, or this and that. And then and so instead of here's the interesting part about this scene though, was because everything is run by her, it's about her vision and her view. When she sees Andrea and she asks, who is that, Emily's first instinct is to totally dismiss Andrea as being no one, like not even here, not even work for the interview. Then she was about to send her home. But Miranda instead decides to go against her own grain and say, since you have tried to bring me people that have failed already, these two sisters she already interviewed and they failed already, I'm going to do the interview myself to see if I like her. Because, it's something different. And she gave the reason of, it's something different and I want to see, maybe this will work out. So she goes, so Andrea is sent in for the interview. And during her interview, Miranda listens to her talk, give her listen to Andrea give her reasons for she will be a good addition to the company, but Miranda also just kind of like sees like she's probably not gonna do too much. It's gonna be like, maybe not. Maybe I was wrong about this, because she says, even to her, she says, you don't really care. Obviously, you have no taste in fashion, no style in fashion. And Andrea tries to say, isn't that like a point of view? She says, no, you have no taste in fashion. And to me, that's also like her imposing her idea of this is what it is. And you can see very obviously like this is this is how things are run. And I'm the boss there, and that's shown by Nigel coming in completely disregarding her interview and dropping something on her desk to talk about this piece or whatever they're going to be talking about, or the piece of whatever's going to be ran in the magazine. And Miranda basically is just like dismisses Andrea with silence, as in she like completely ignores her, and Andrea leaves. So to me, this scene shows how managerialistic this organization is, and how like unfair and unjust it'll be basically for like the whole movie through, and how Miranda will be treating everyone and all her employees. And that's what I took from this scene.